I just quickly wanted to thank everyone who's supporting the show, either with donations on PayPal or donating monthly with patreon.com. I truly appreciate it so much, beyond words, and it means everything. You know, this is a small channel. We're just starting out, and it means everything to me. So thank you so much for supporting independent media and progressive news. If you want to, you can find the links in the description, patreon.com/papichulamin, and the PayPal link is there below as well. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys rock. Joe Biden is back at it. Joe Biden is back at it. He was at a town hall in Iowa, New Hampton, and a voter asked him about his son and Ukraine and all that stuff, and he lost it. So let's watch and then we'll discuss.
Former Vice President Joe Biden firing back at a voter today after the retired farmer questioned the former vice president's age and fitness for the job and accused Biden of sending his son to work in Ukraine to sell access to President Obama. Take a listen.
But you, on the other hand, sent your son over there, get a job and work for a gas company that you had no experience in that, so nothing. In order to get access to the public for the president. So you're selling access to the president just like he is. So you got
a damn liar, man. That's not true. And no one has ever said that? No one has done that?
I see it on the TV.
You see it on the TV. No, I know you do. And by the way, that's why I'm not sedentary. I get up and no, let him go. Let him go. Look, the reason I'm running is because I've been around a long time and I know more than most people know. And I can get things done. That's why I'm running. And you want to check my shape line, let's do push-ups together here, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do. Let's take a 19 steps. Number two, no one has said my son has done anything wrong, and I did not on any occasion. And no one has ever said it. Not
I
one.
didn't say you were doing anything wrong.
You said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
That's what I hear on MSNBC. All
You don't hear that in MSNBC. You did not hear that at all. What you heard? Look, okay, I'm not going to get in an argument with you, man.
Well, I don't want to.
Well, yeah, you do, but look, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
It looks like you don't have any more backbone than Trump does.
Talk. Let him talk.
Any other questions?
Yeah, all right. I'm not voting for you.
Well, I knew you weren't, man. You think I thought you'd stand up and vote for me? You're too old to vote for me.
Well, I'm not impressed. It's not Gucci. Look, man. Let's set this straight, all right? I don't know how many times we've said this, but what Joe Biden did with his son in Ukraine was corruption. Okay? I don't care how you spin it. There is no other way to spin it. Dude, your son doesn't speak Ukrainian. He doesn't speak Russian. He doesn't speak any language in that area. Okay? He has no experience working in gas or oil. Who is he? Do you think they hired him because based on his looks? They found him on the street randomly. Were like, hey, we like you. Come work for us. No. They picked him because his daddy is the vice president. That's the only reason. And it also helps that his dad just, his dad is overseeing the country, to put it mildly, okay? And the same thing in China as well. The same thing happened in China. Daddy got him a job. Now, look, man, you can't be doing that as the vice president. And rightfully, as the guy pointed out, you're selling access to the president. It's exactly what it is. I mean, that's at worst, okay? But at best, man, at best, you're still hooking up your son with a job that he has no business doing. It's like they don't even bother trying to hide it. Now, anyway, I really don't want to spend time discussing this. It's very overt. It's very obvious. If you don't get it, I can't do anything for you. I'm sorry. It's corrupt. As the vice president, you shouldn't be using your office to get your son fancy positions in foreign countries that you're overseeing. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, the way that Biden handled this, I mean, I want to put this to you guys. Do you think for 1 second that Bernie Sanders would have answered that question that way? No. No. Completely different temperament. There was no professionalism here. There was no diplomacy. this was just, I mean, what is he doing? What Biden did here, he went on the attack because attack is the best way of defense, right? So he thought that if he shouts over this guy, over the voter's voice, if he shouts over him, if he changes the subject, if he keeps interrupting him and, you know, puffing himself up, beating his chest like some kind of ape, that he will suddenly, he will win the argument. Because that's what it is, right? He doesn't really have a response. So he has to resort to these primitive, primal, tactics to kind of make a show in the room. I mean, it's literally like watching 2001: Space Odyssey. You know, it's a bunch of monkeys in a room, and the one that can scream and beat the bone louder on the floor wins. That's what it is. It's all a show, because logically, when it comes to rhetoric, when it comes to reasoning, he has no retort. He can't answer that. He can't justify what he did, right? So he has to double down. And he goes on the attack. And he starts changing the subject. He's telling him, look, people vote for me because I know how to get things done. Yeah, we're not talking about your ability to get things done. We're asking you about a very specific thing. Why are you changing the subject? And then he starts like, do you even lift, bro? Do you even lift? Let's go do some push-ups, man. His madness. This dude has lost it. Is this what's happened with Corn Pop? Is this what he did with Corn Pop? He challenged Corn Pop to push-ups and won. Watch out. Watch out. Y'all better watch out. No, this is ridiculous. Okay, and he's also fat shaming him. You know, he's basically making fun of his weight. Like, oh, I can do push-ups. And he also called him fat at one point. I don't know if you guys caught that. He was like, hey, fat. And then he stopped himself miraculously. Joe Biden stopped himself once and, went on with something else.
Look, fat. Look.
What is that, man? You're fat shaming a voter? Come on. What the hell does his weight have to do with it? You don't have to like his weight. I mean, you could just answer this question or not answer it. You know, it would have been better for Biden to just completely ignore him than to do this. And it's so funny when the farmer who was questioning Biden, he told him, like, it seems to me that, you don't have any more backbone than Trump. And the whole room is taken aback and they're gasping like, oh boy, you can't do that, Elsa. You can't question Joe Biden. Awfully unsavory, old boy. Awfully unsavory. I can't be doing that, old boy. Biden is one of us, you see. Biden, we've known Biden. We know Biden. You can't do that, old boy. Hush, hush. Oh, the audacity. Oh, no. Oh, no. He questioned Biden. I mean, really, it's like a bunch of goddamn chickens, okay? Just a bunch of sheep, man. Bunch of sheep. How dare you question Mr. Joe Biden, the almighty, granddaddy establishment. This is ridiculous. And, it's quite funny at the end how Biden dismisses him. He's like, I knew you're not going to vote for me anyway. You're too old. What? Really? You're talking? Old people vote for you, Joe Biden, more than any other candidate. So that's kind of your voter base. I don't know what you're doing here, okay? Young people aren't attracted to you. You know what's coming. You know what I'm about to say. Y'all already know. Young people vote for Bernie Sanders because Bernie Sanders is legit. Okay, Bernie Sanders doesn't insult voters who ask him questions that he doesn't like. And he would have much reason to do so, but he still doesn't. He handles stuff diplomatically. So this whole episode here, this clown show, it's really exhausting, man. I mean, I'm really dying to see Joe Biden drop out. And of course, we want Bernie Sanders to get the nomination. Don't get me wrong. I don't want Joe Biden to get the nomination. However, it would be funny to see him get his ass handed to him by Trump in a debate. All right. So let's imagine that Joe Biden gets the nomination and it's time for the debates and he's up against Trump. I mean, you can't do this. Trump is going to demolish you, man. You are toast. Okay. You are dead meat with Trump. Because whatever Joe Biden did now, like being the bully and, trying to like talk over and insult this voter, Donald Trump is going to do it 10 times better than Biden. Okay. And he's going to make him look like a clown. And he is good. He already did, like with all these ads about Joe Biden's son and the memes on Twitter. I mean, come on, man. Trump is an idiot, but he knows how to be the bigger bully. And optics do matter, unfortunately, in an election to some extent, And when you're lacking on policy and optics, I mean, forget it. Forget it, man. So I'm not surprised by this. Okay, we've seen this before. Every time Joe Biden doesn't like a question, he just starts acting like a big bully and changing the subject. This is not the first time we've seen him do this. There you go. This was a preview of Corn Pop 2020. And what a joke, man. What a joke.